Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I'm Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, what we're going to talk about on this episode of the Bullet Points this morning is an update on the San Jose mandated gun insurance in that city. Now, you guys know as well as I do, the left uses blue bastions like this as test zones to take it out elsewhere if it works, and if it gets slapped down as unconstitutional, they don't care. It's an L in that area, no big deal, on to the next scheme. Now, the reason that this is important, I'm giving you an update on it, is because not just gun groups or gun advocacy groups are the ones suing them. Now, it's the city. The city itself argues that it's a tax and says you can't do that without 2/3 approval from the populace. Unconstitutional in the state of California. Video link below if you want to see that one. We did it about a month ago. Now, FPC, Firearms Policy Coalition, is jumping into the fray, and these guys don't hold back. Because it is an infringement. It is something that is worthy of a lawsuit, and that's what we're going to cover. Everything is linked in the description box below if you want to look at it further, along with the previous video I did on this. But this is important because as this fails, it's one thing off the list that they can't do somewhere else near you. All right, let's get into this. Second Amendment lawsuit filed against San Jose over gun ordinance. Okay, we've got one already, but let's see what Firearms Policy Coalition is going to do. San Jose, California. Attorneys filed a lawsuit against San Jose claiming the city's new gun owner ordinance violates its residents' Second Amendment rights. Well, of course it does. Attorneys representing the Firearms Policy Coalition filed the complaint, Glass versus City of San Jose, in U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California this week. Now, this is really important because, like I said, there's a litany of lawsuits on this. The lawsuit challenges the legality of San Jose's ordinance. It is illegal. FPC argued that the mandate violates both the First and the Second Amendments of the U.S. Constitution. It's important that first piece as well. San Jose's gun owner insurance requirement is a demonstrable attack on Americans' right to keep and bear arms, said FPC Vice President of Programs Adam Kraut. And it is, he's right. But when it comes into that First Amendment and the Second Amendment, that's what's really important because they went the full gambit on violations on this. And one of the things that we're focusing on this channel is it's not only about the Second Amendment rights, because if they take that one and they infringe upon that one, what's the next one? There's a reason they hit so hard on the Second Amendment rights. Quote, governments cannot run roughshod over the constitutional rights of their people simply because they do not care for the rights they choose to exercise, Kraut said. Very well said, because that's what they do, right? FPC's lawsuit seeks a judgment declaring the ordinance unconstitutional to prevent the city from enforcing it. And that's the important piece. It can be prevented from even going to an enforcement because it's unconstitutional. Now, this puts the San Jose Mayor, Sam Liccardo, in a tough position along with the city council. You now have a position where you're getting sued from the state of California organizations. You're getting sued from national 2A groups. You're getting sued from local 2A groups. You're getting sued from everybody. At a certain point, you know this is unconstitutional, but you can't back down because you are the new face of gun control in this temporary moment. You got so much positive praise for doing this and really pushing the boundaries of common sense gun reform that you can't back down off of it. So you're going to take an L at the expense of the city of San Jose. This is really important because even if it's for political gain for yourself, Sam, it's only going to come back as a negative because you cannot do this. The courts are going to stop you, and this is another lawsuit to pile onto that, all right? And now this is the part where it factors into the First Amendment. This is important as well because the FPC is not only going after the Second Amendment infringements, they're also going after the First Amendment and the tax that's associated with this mandate, okay? This is an incredibly important piece of this. The lawsuit also argues that the city's annual fee violates the First Amendment. Quote, the ordinance directs the city manager to designate a nonprofit organization that will spend firearm owners' money on programs and initiatives to mitigate the supposed risk of the possession of firearms, which is stupid. The fee provision thus forces firearm owners to associate with an organization of the city's choosing, the lawsuit states. So you've got one local organization in California saying, whoa, hold on, that's a tax. You can't be doing that with a tax without 2/3 approval on an amendment that's voted on by the population. And then you're also going to take that money and you're going to associate it with groups that the people may not agree with. That's not a good look either. That's that First Amendment issue. And that's the update I've got for you from San Jose. The longer that this goes, the more lawsuits that come out, the more that we are starting to see this thing is on shaky ground, to say the best about it. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments field below, and I'll see you at the 9 p.m. segment tonight. I'm Braden. See you later.